welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself. Tasha unfortunately couldn't make it this week, so it is just me, but happy to be here. These are recaps for the week of January the 9th through the 15th of 2023. And as always, we'll start with the Forsaken. The party joined Mayor Reyes for a meeting that could change everything. Once at the main tower in Relask, they mingle with acquaintances and friends, each moving about the room, sharing greetings, discussion, and laughter. Zavar was happy to see those he invited from the monastery and from elsewhere in his life, while Juniper dealt with some unexpected drama with hers. Her friend Ruin was being a bit flaky recently, and she was, to her dismay, beginning to see the reason why. Elsewhere, the party greet Gerbil to the meeting with open arms, and with him, an unexpected acquaintance, Leighton Fenton, the man with the ghost wife by the lake near Lysadir, who was hunted down in his home by the library's anthology of mages. Once the meeting began, the group each gave their own rousing and successful speeches to convince the invitees why the library and the Great One posed such a threat. And the meeting ended with Hi, welcome to Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha here.
Hello.
Yay! Welcome back, Tasha. I feel like it's been a couple of weeks. Well, yeah, because we didn't do it a week, and then scheduling conflicts last week with mostly myself. So, but yeah, here we are.
Yeah. Yay.
Back at you with another recap for the week of January the 30th through February the 5th of 2023. As always, we'll start with the Forsaken. As the crew deal with the aftermath of Jordea's bloody arrival into the meeting room, the chaos extends further as the guards from the various kingdoms of Osbergen bring yet another unsettling revelation. Osbergen cities were being attacked by the Anthology, a group of mages who seemed to be in league with the library, if not directly controlled by them. The worst off seemed to be the Racea Empire to the west, where, as the rulers were attending the meeting our Forsaken called together, mages had stormed the city and were attempting to take control of the empire itself. As our adventurers raced around the meeting room, speaking with those offering their support and discussing with others plans of action, Juniper noticed that her friend, Ruin, seemed ready to bolt. Tegan noticed as well and told him that if he wanted to go, then go. And at that, Ruin goes. Juniper quickly following, requesting help to keep him in the tower from Tegan and a couple of the guards. With permission, she takes him to Mayor Reyes' office and asks him who he's working for directly, since he had been kind of vague about that before. And his continuing vague answer told her all that she needed. After dispatching him, the group moved towards and teleported to Racea, racing to the targeted estate of the library, where they hear sounds of battle inside.
What?
So now they're in the Racea Empire. But yeah, Juniper pulled a after he just kind of vaguely told Juniper, your friend did, that he was basically working for the library, like transporting basically unwilling mages so that they could sacrifice them. Juniper used teleport or something that allowed her to take him 300 feet away, and she had something that allowed her to float to the ground, I think due to some features that she has, but Ruin did not. So Ruin did not die because it wasn't far enough.
Good.
She went down and killed him. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're probably like 6 episodes away from the ending, probably 6 or 7.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what happened over on Sunder's Fate last week, Tasha?
Let's see. So, our fresh adventurers encountered a couple surprises on their journey to the portal. A small Feyru, so cute. The one from the den they passed earlier had followed them, and the group quickly bonded, especially Dia, for whom the small creature seemed to have an extra affinity. A wolf spirit, almost a guardian of the forest, lavished some praises upon Ladrin during her watch for the night, thanking her for what she did for the winter wolf the night before. So before leaving, the spirit told Ladrin she would be watching. Feora is caught speaking to a spirit in her tent in the morning, and while sharing the details of her newfound or perhaps newly remembered powers, the rest of the party overhears. That combo was fun. Finally, our friends arrive at the portal and pass through a crystal entity from a higher dimension that asks them questions to which they must answer truthfully, or they would fail to gain access to Evernight. Some small insights are gained into one another as they each answer the questions in truth. Upon arriving in the first town called Glimmerfall, within the demi-plane of Evernight, our friends are met with a festival. It's being held because an archfey, Circe, is in town tonight, passing through to clear the roads to Ellen Banner and make travel safe once again. Our friends book rooms for the night and head to a tavern called the Ocean's Breeze, where they are met with their first taste of the eccentricities of the Feywild. Yes, they then head out into the festival and begin to participate in the events such as the slapping contest. We leave them as they begin to trek over to the stump chopping contest in hopes of collecting badges to exchange for wonderful magic gifts.
Yay! Wow.
Cannot wait for Tuesday. It's going to be fun.
I really loved the wave tavern where the wave came through and everyone had to hold on with the leather straps.
Yeah, I know Adrian thought that was for something else, but
yes,
like for an after hours thing, and it wasn't. And now she's a little whatever. We'll just leave it at that.
Disappointed.
Right. There we go. There we
go. Yeah. So on Saturdays in Extremis, let's turn on the marker here. Maybe if it wants to go. There we go. Saturdays in Extremis. Ashavar, Grundy, and Cassius learn that Guardian can guide them to an island where they can access the Dream Realm. And they ask Vic if they can be put into the Dream Realm via one of his rituals, to which he agrees to do later that night. They then meet up with Sia and Breelith that have discovered the secrets of the fourth basement floor, a room that pertains to the World's End. Macaw is the key to accessing the World's End, and it requires 4 components of ancient technology and the touch of Zia's father to activate. Breelith stresses over the fate of Liasana, and Zia learns the true origins of the Omega Curtains and the Omega Sea, as well as her heritage in the line of the Celestials from the overgod Au. They decide to leave for now and lock everything behind them and head to the scrying room to see if they can spy on Liasana. The venture is successful, and they see her shaking hands with several Order of Spectre members atop the upper island on some hazy isle. Meanwhile, the cursed stuffed dolls that Ashivar kept in her bag, she notices are missing.
Ew, no, 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 no.
And that's what happened on last week's In Extremis. It's fine. It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's all right. Yeah.
No. Ugh. Okay, cool.
Yeah. We'll see. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff activating. A lot of things, mysteries to unravel. And so that's all of our recaps for this week. As far as announcements, nothing too spectacular. We, of course, check out our merch store on our website at maverickstreams.com. Our newest campaign, Sundered Fates, on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which is a little bit different than our other campaigns. And we should have another campaign here starting in the next few months, here in the first quarter or second quarter of 2023. So super excited about that. As far as birthdays,
you
we don't have any birthdays.
You didn't think I was going to notice
this week?
You thought you were going to be sneaky.
It's a little pretentious to be like, Steph, February the 10th.
Bitch, you get to celebrate yourself. Okay, you can hush. So this Friday is going to be Steph's birthday. She's turning 29, okay? And it's going to be fabulous.
Yes, 29.
Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if we missed any other birthdays, happy birthday. Check out our Discord. We've been doing a lot of community stuff, a lot of, we have other stuff coming in the works once I get down to it, some watch-alongs and that sort of thing. Right now, we just kind of hang out and play games and chat, so join in. And that's all that we got for this week. So we will, myself and Tasha, we'll see you in Twitch chat, we'll see you in Discord, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Good job.
Oh no.
Welcome. I'm a professional.
We run a tight ship here.
Run a very tight ship. Welcome to this week's episode of Forsaken, episode 129. Which I think I need to change the I think I need to change the header probably, actually. Oh, thank you for whatever that was. Why? How does this happen? Oh, okay, cool beans. Yeah, let me just double check. Yeah, I said episode 127. Jeez. Okay, 129. Okay, now it's changed. We're professionals here, bruh. Yeah. In fact, okay, no, we're fine. We're just deal with it. It's going to say now in the description for Twitch, it's going to say episode Forsaken, episode 127. But it's fine. It's okay. This is all my fault. I would like you to know. We're professionals here. It's episode 69 plus 60. Get it right, Steph. That's correct. Yes. All right. So while I go over the description for last week's episode, let me just make sure that all of my audio is on. I know my mic's on. Could someone say something in the
Hi.
There we are. There they are.
Hello.
Words.
All of you warm up and drink. Oh, thank you.
How now, brown cow?
Look, at break,
Oh,
I might be
no,
fixing
brown
myself a rum and
cow.
coke. It's
Well,
a
trust me, I would be happy to get it for you.
it's a rum and coke kind of night.
Red, yellow.
But
Wait,
welcome.
red leather, yellow leather. Red, yellow.
What is that?
I was
Wow.
never a theater kid. I have no idea.
Red, is that like a vocal warm up?
I've seen it somewhere. I don't know if it's an actual thing. It might have been like from some show. I don't know.
Red leather, yellow leather. It is
Yellow leather.
difficult to say.
Red
Uh,
leather, yellow
Red
leather.
leather.
Red leather, yellow. I see.
Welcome to the
Red
Forsaken.
leather, yellow leather. I have vodka and Red
Michelle,
Bull.
now
Does
you gotta
that
try it.
count?
No.
Is it? Michelle, come on.
Weather.
Red.
No.
Wet leather?
You got
Ugh.
this.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red
Weather.
red leather, yellow leather. Yellow.
Oh, the leather.
The wet. Oh.
Are we sure we haven't already drank something?
No.
No, I am.
I haven't.
Sober,
This is just
sober as a
me.
preacher.
This today. All right. So everyone roll their
Cracked open a
d20
can
for
of
their
Diet Mountain Dew.
inspiration. And my warm up was "Mommy makes me mad." Oh, Hein.
Say that again?
I don't
Oh my
know
God.
why Hein says
This
my
is the
warm up
way-
was "Mommy makes me mashed by M&Ms."
Mm.
Mommy,
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Before
Mommy.
Before I read it,
Mommy?
I just this
Mommy
is definitely starting
my
this and it's
mushroom
not
marbles.
finishing it. Made me go, what?
All right.
How about that inspiration?
Well, yeah. Well,
about
let me, y'all.
Hmm.
Inspiration. We'll go ahead and go over it. I guess everyone put your inspiration in the Zoom chat. And I will go over. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So, Zafar rolled a 5. Tegan rolled a 17. Asleep rolled a natural 20, of course.
Of
And
When it doesn't matter.
Michelle also rolled a 5. Here's the fun part. So did I.
No.
So
You rolled a 5?
I rolled a
You have to
5.
roll off.
The housemates are in
Rollies.
perfect sync this evening.
Oh,
Mhm.
that is creepy.
Mhm.
Woohoo.
So Michelle and Mason, if you wouldn't mind rolling again, we'll see how close you get to
Yeah.
my new number.
Okay.
Oh God, Hein, please.
Okay.
Oh.
My number is 10.
Okay, and
Your number is
Savar.
1.
Wow. Juniper gets it because I rolled a 19, so she's the closest.
Nice.
All right, friends. Let me read the description for last week's episode, which was 128.
Yes.
as the
Yes, I showed
crew-
128.
As the crew deal with the
now all he does is smirk. I see.
I'm not
Okay.
saying anything. Don't throw me under the bus.
Yeah, not like for live. I see.
As the crew deal with the aftermath of Jordea's bloody arrival into the meeting room, the chaos extends further as the guards from the various kingdoms of Osbergen brought yet another unsettling revelation. Osbergen cities were being attacked by the Anthology, a group of mages who seemed to be in league with the library, if not directly controlled by them. The worst off seemed to be the Racea Empire to the west, where, as the rulers were attending the meeting our Forsaken called together, mages had stormed the city and were attempting to take control of the empire itself. As our adventurers raced around the meeting room, speaking with those offering their support and discussing with others plans of action, Juniper noticed that her friend Ruin seemed to be acting even more strangely than he was before. Tegan noticed as well. Ruin standing by the door, looking like he was ready to leave, and told him to do so if he wished. And Ruin did just that. Juniper quickly following, requesting help from Tegan and the guards to keep him in the tower. With permission, she takes him to Mayor Reyes's office and asks him who he's working for. His vague answer telling her all that she really needed. After dispatching him, the group move forward and teleport to Racea, racing to the targeted estate of the library where they hear sounds of battle inside. And once they reach inside, y'all had walked through the door. Well, I'll set the scene here. Let me give y'all some. I put a. Let me re-link that in the Zoom chat. Some nice little ambience, distant battle sounds as the battle for the Racea Empire continues to wage outside of the estate. Not really, again, in its close proximity, but more kind of deeper inside the city. Let me just start that so our viewers can hopefully hear that. A bit, a little, maybe. So, let me pull up my notes. Get the right thing up here. So as the group of you step inside the estate, just before you had heard sounds of battle from inside, as I just said, but as you stepped inside, the sounds of battle seemed to cease. I mean, not from outside the estate, but from inside. You had heard some ruckus as you approached the front steps. You walk through the front door and you hear, you don't hear the ruckus anymore, but you hear more of kind of like a hearty cheer coming from upstairs. And several, footfalls as someone is walking on the floor above. As you're trying to, you see a couple of tables overturned in this foyer here that you entered into. It has this kind of, you can see part of a staircase, some wooden doors, and almost like part of the second story is open to this beautiful window. And as you're kind of looking around, kind of getting your adjusted to the space and to your quick, you ran here pretty quickly and through all the rubble and the falling pieces of the buildings. A soldier kind of walks by the door, stops, and turns. The soldier has very tan skin and this kind of shaved at the sides and messy haircut on top with these kind of furrowing eyebrows. And he wears the colors of the city, of the empire. We'll kind of stop and look and, and how can I help you?
We're here on behalf of Nala and Oshana. We're heading towards an estate that the library has overtaken.
Okay. So you said who sent you again?
Naha, Nahla.
Nahia.
Nahya. Okay, let me write down the pronunciation.
So you say Nahia sent you. From what I understand, they are still in Mollusk. Did you come from Mollusk?
Yes, we were at part of that meeting. My name is Tegan. We're with the Torchlight Committee and the Forsaken.
Well, pardon if I don't know who you are, but he'll stick out his hand to shake.
I can
The name's
yeah.
Jeikhar. Kind of. Is there anyone that doesn't introduce themselves?
I guess the sleep probably wouldn't introduce himself. The sleep's like too busy just looking for just bad people.
You'll hear asleep. You'll hear from behind you, or from as you're looking around. Kind of, Jeikhar will look at you, Tegan. Is that one with you?
Yes, yes, it's a Warforged. He has some peculiarities to him, but is a great help and a companion.
Oh, good to know. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. One of the other soldiers kind of, says something in the doorway, and he'll respond, and I'm just gonna, I'm sure you can take care of things, right? Okay. As you said, sorry, it's a bit hectic here. Well, if Nahia sent you, and then suddenly, like, a soldier will kind of come in and come over, kind of give everyone like a slight bow and come over to Jeikhar and kind of whisper something, turn away from y'all so you can't see his lips move. Jeikhar will be like, oh, and that was word from Nahia. Well, is there anything I can, so you're here now. I'm glad that you got here safely. It's a bit rough outside, but I think that we have a handle on the uprising. So it seems. Nahia and her brother will be here. And the king will be here soon. Not here, but back into the Empire once things have settled just a bit more. But, are you here to inspect the estate, or?
Yes, pretty much take the estate back. The word was that they, the mages from the library were entering through there and coming into the city and trying to take over the city. Is that an accurate summary of what's been going on?
Well, we can tell, yes. Yes, this library, Nahia and
the anthology, as they like to call themselves sometimes.
Yes, it's come to light, I believe, that yes, these mages were of the anthology, that according to some information that Queen Council and the King have passed on to us, that they might have been controlled. They said someone at the meeting shared some of this information, that they might be under the library's thumb, or part of them.
Yes.
Yes, but they seem to be behind this overthrow, correct? We have dispatched 2 of them. Female presenting, and the other one a male presenting, sort of. I believe he was, or they were an elf, and the other was more human seeming, it seemed. They are upstairs. We started attacking one, and then the other 2 soon followed. I believe one, well, neither of them really said their name, but maybe, do you know these people? And would you be able to, identify them?
We can certainly have a look.
Okay.
We have met some.
All right. Well, yes, we have one that did not die. Seemed to be a bit, we killed the other 2 first, and this one seemed to be a bit, confused. Kind of glance over at his sleep, and then back at you, Tegan, and the other 2, Juniper and Zafar. I believe it was Warforged. Doesn't seem to remember much of anything after the other two were killed. It was fighting with them. We were battling, but seems to be a bit out of it now, and not a threat, so we just have him upstairs, I believe. Or them, I should say. Yes, would you like to see the bodies?
Yes.
Too. I'll kind of, here, follow me. I'll kind of take you, through the first floor. I think this one's on the first floor. Yeah. Take you through the first floor, through a few rooms. You'll pass through, a room with paintings in it. Pass through a hall, and then also pass through the kitchen. He seems to be kind of taking you on a long way around to kind of, I guess, probably show you the space. But he will stop here in the kitchen, and you'll see that a guard seems to be interrogating a pink-skinned tiefling sitting in a chair off to the corner. The tiefling seems a bit frightened, that you can tell from his first just a passing glance. Jeikhar will stop and kind of look towards the rest of you. Seem to be working in the kitchens at the time. Seems to be a bit frightened, but they're trying to see if they, she has any information that she can impart. Follow me. And we'll take you on through a dining room, and then you'll start hitting the stair, kind of loop back to the stairway. Go upstairs, and let's see here. We'll take you to... Trying to see if I had them in any specific place here. Take you to like a foyer there, a foyer on the second floor that kind of opens up from the staircase. You will see one body there. And in the distance from like another room, you'll hear, you would suppose one of the guards seems to be questioning someone. That's one of them right there.
Alright, I'll take a look.
You go over to take a look, Tegan. Right now the body is face down. A guard will kind of like, who was kind of looking at it, will see you approaching, and the other guard and stand and step away. As you take a look at the body, I'll say that you definitely remember this person from the library. It seems to be the person that I think they said their name when y'all visited. Xanrike, the blonde-skinned, or blonde-haired, very, very tan-skinned elf. That seemed to be paying a lot of attention to Kazil. I think you might have noticed that during the time. But he was one of the three, besides, so when y'all went to the library before, you met with Xanrike, Rhisla was there, as well as, of course, Zatara was the third one, so.
Right.
Definitely probably stand out in your memory. Do you, recognize him?
Yes.
And?
This was from a representative from the library. One of the more higher ups.
Mhm.
And I will I'll look at the may I, and I just motion to like search the body.
Oh, yes, please.
And I'll give the body a good search,
Okay.
looking for pouches, backpack, anything like that would have anything in it.
Any of their teleportation necklaces, like we saw going between the the library and the little town outside of it. I can't think of the name.
Barnscombe.
Yeah.
Brownscombe. So I think that was the idea, that they needed something to get between those two places.
Yeah, like a little just safety badge.
Mm-hmm. Or any, I mean, I don't know. Junie's just watching Tegan, but peeking over her shoulder, I guess, or around. She's too short.
Yeah, the guard will definitely step out. You know, they've already stepped out of your way. Jeikhar will, of course, nod if you're asking his permission, Tegan. Yeah, searching through Xanrike's pockets, you know, nothing specific about him, you know, than what you remember from the library. You would find one of those kind of gold necklaces around his, like, that's tied to a cord. It's a gold pendant tied to a black cord. The pendant is the symbol of the library that is hanging around his neck. And let me see what else that you would. Yeah, they have, this one would have a, Xanrike has there's a list in here, a list in his pocket. It has some names crossed off and some not. Glancing at it, none of the names you recognize. Some of them are, you know, a surname and what you would assume was a first name. Some of them are just single names.
Actually, I'll give the list of names to the guard, see if he recognizes any of the names.
I mean, thank you. We can, you know, take it back and see. I can write some of these down. Leave this one with you. But he'll kind of hand it to another guard who will immediately kind of get out like a little tiny journal out of his pocket and start writing some things down. We can check the names. It's a little difficult to say now because there's so much uproar here.
Totally understand.
We've had some mages go missing, of course, as I think many cities have. But in fact, that was part of the problem, is that a few of them that went missing, of course, knew how the city was laid out and helped them make it through and knew where some secret alleys were and things.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just a mess. Well, what is? Did you hide the necklace when you picked it? Did you take the necklace off of him, Tegan, or did you leave the necklace on, the pendant?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I would take it off and probably give it to Rhaenyra.
Okay.
So you can
Thank
probably
you.
check it for magic later.
Yes. And just make note of that, Tegan, that you know, since Rhaenyra isn't here.
Right.
I mean, Rhaenyra is here. For those watching, Rhaenyra is in the room. Just the player Joe is hopefully coming back next week. So.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay.
Deus Ex Rhaenyra, to save the day.
Would you like to see the other body?
Yes, please, thank you.
He will take you into another room. Take you into this grand-looking library. Kind of through another door, and the sounds of what you would assume is an interrogation get a little bit farther from you, as they're a few rooms away now. But as you step into this library of these like wooden walls that go up about 2 stories, it looks like this huge fireplace with this huge mantle and painting above it, and all kinds of just antique looking furniture. That's one thing you've noticed in this house as you go through. It definitely looks like the outside when you approach looked like it had been, I mean, besides some wear and tear from the battle, um, it looked like it had been kind of redone in the past, couple of decades. The inside looks like a lot of it seems like to be a couple of centuries old. It's a lot of older furniture, a very older style even. Yeah, it takes you into this grand library, and you'll see a couple of guards looking at a body on the floor. And as you walk in, Jeikhar will kind of nod at them, and they'll head out. So it's just Jeikhar and the group of you in the room.
All right, I'll
Please.
approach the body and have a look.
Yeah, this definitely looks like Rhisla.
I'll almost gasp. I'll try to suppress a gasp.
Dressed the same as you saw her as before. Robes kind of scattered out. Her hat. The only thing that's kind of throwing you off is that the kind of elongated red hat, turban almost like that she wore on top of her head is off and a few feet away. So this, that kind of throws you off of the image of what you remember from Rhisla, but everything else is spot on.
I'll show it to, Zavar and, I'll, mention it to Zavar and Juniper since they also met Rhisla. I almost can't believe it.
Well, she got what she deserved, if that is her.
It wasn't an easy battle, I'll say that. They fought hard, and as he says that, you can kind of look around and see some more kind of signs of battle in this room. Books scattered on the floor in certain areas. Some of the walls singed from what you would assume would be magic use, along with some scuffs on the floor. But, yes, she's the one that we found first. Opening up portals and letting the mages in. That's why most of this area was cleared, is that we had guards outside making a pretty wide perimeter, just in case they try to come back, to go back through the portals. And a few of them have tried.
I'll definitely give Riesla's body a good search.
Sure.
Since the sleep's been quiet and just watching everything, does he notice anything off about the room? I mean, or anything we passed, anything that just seems strange, despite this place looking real old and dated.
Make an investigation check or perception. Go make a perception check.
Perception's much better than investigation.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 26.
Great. I mean, other than just the sign, there's been a lot of scuff marks on the floor you've noticed. Even coming up the stairs on the first floor, you would assume that that's from the mages that had poured in from the portals. Just what looks like what a very delicate floor would look like after a mass of people have hurriedly moved through. Besides that, I mean, other than hearing that interrogation happening in a different room when you first came to the second floor, nothing in the rooms that you've been through. Let's see here. You did go through a hallway down on the first floor that seemed to have some possibly kind of familiar faces in some of the paintings. And then let's see here. You, just because you rolled a natural 20, you would have seen an interesting sparkle in the fireplace in the dining room on the first floor. As long as some more interesting, like a possibly recognizable painting in the painting room in the salon that he took you through on the first floor. As far as the rooms you've been to on the second floor, which is just the foyer and the library, nothing else is really standing out to you in this room other than a cart with some what looks like some pretty stale old snacks. And like a dried up picture of like what you would assume was some kind of liquid in it at one time. But you have seen several doors here on the second floor that you have not been in, as well as the staircase that went up to a third level.
And the paintings with familiar faces, like just familiar from like Asleep's, databanks or whatever of like library history, or just like people he's seen.
Oh, in the painting room, it would have been from your database, the one portrait that was hanging up. In the hallway, from both. They would have been in your database and things that you've seen.
Okay.
You also notice a journal sticking out of the pocket of the soldier. I forgot his name. Jeikhar. Jeikhar. I'm the DM. I know what I'm talking about.
His name's now Jeikhar. Oh, you shut up.
Man, that's not going to get confusing over here at all.
Jeikhar.
There's Jeikhar and Zabar. Your long lost brother.
Aww.
Parents are mean to name us that.
Oh, you were searching Bethel, right, Tegan?
No, that Freudian slip. I was searching Rhisla.
Rhisla, right.
Oh,
you
God.
have not found surprisingly not much. She has the same necklace on that Xanrike had. She also has she has like 3 small vials of crystals in her pocket. Same song and dance that you've seen before. Those clear vials with the crystals. A little bit of a glow to them. So note that. And no list in her pocket like it's Xanrike. But other than that, surprisingly not much. We'll say maybe like, 10 gold. You can pocket that if you want.
Nope, won't even.
Okay. Also a key. And actually, you would have found a key in Xanrike's pocket too.
I'll pocket them.
Did Junie wants to just flag down the guard whose name I've just forgotten again. I'm sorry.
Jeikhar?
The
Yes.
How were they killed? Did you see it?
Yes, I was here for this one myself. The other one, that showed up to help out once we started attacking this one. I didn't see that one. Yes, blade.
Just a regular sword is it?
Yes.
Okay. We could. Yeah. Okay.
If you'd like to see some of my soldiers who got hit by some of their magic, it again wasn't easy, but it took a bit.
Thank you.
Certainly. I mean, it was mostly to protect the city, seeing as this one was the one that was opening the portals, it seemed, and keeping them open.
So they were. Rhisla was here in the manor, keeping a portal open, and maintaining the ones outside in the city, and that stopped when you killed her.
We think they were all coming from here, actually.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when I stepped in, which was the first line against her, she had 3 of them open, maybe 4 simultaneously. Seemed to be very powerful mage in her own right, but obviously not using that in the way that she should.
Okay.
Just because asleep doesn't trust anything right now.
Fair.
Is Jeikhar telling the truth?
Do an insight check.
Yeah.
Do an insight check.
I'm kind of curious.
Do it.
I want to believe, but
I want to believe.
The truth is out there.
Ooh. I have a 21.
I need to put my
sus.
Bigfoot hat back on. 16.
Okay. And Juniper?
21.
What?
21.
21. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for asleep, it seems like he's telling the truth. Yeah. Juniper, he seems pretty, I mean, you don't know about his sexuality, but straight as an arrow, truth-wise.
I like both of those answers.
I was gonna say straight as an arrow, but I was like, well, in one aspect,
we don't know.
Straight as an arrow.
Okay. Just
my mind does not immediately go to.
You might have seen a wink. Asleep might have noticed a wink to one of the guards earlier, but
nice. It's all this trauma. It makes you think about things.
Yeah.
Maybe when the city is rebuilt, we'll come back.
Yeah.
Why are you winking when people are dying?
Listen.
I don't trust him. I don't trust anyone.
I just can't.
I'm grizzled asleep now.
Oh no. Oh no. I just.
My father left me.
Oh, you left both of us.
It's just us two now.
Oh no. Where?
I'm vengeance. I'm asleep.
All right, reel it in.
Who? Okay, is Rhaenyra's the only one who can detect magic now? Because Eel's not here.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's can detect magic.
Can we make sure this isn't some kind of illusion? I'm having a really hard time believing this is her. I wanted to stab the woman. It's not. I just want to make sure it's not all some kind of illusion. They've done so much to trick us.
Rhaenyra's will probably start to step toward, to cast detect, but we'll kind of look at Jeikhar and is this okay? Jeikhar will be like, please, do what you need. And he'll cast detect magic over Bethel and just kind of in the room around, and you'll see him just kind of doing kind of a pass or how he usually does the detect magic spell, and we'll stop and turn towards her, back towards you, Juniper, Everything seems fine.
Okay.
I'll say Jeikhar, take us to see the third, the Warforged.
Sure. Follow me. And he'll take you back into the foyer of the second floor there, from the steps, and take you into another room, which is where you had heard the talking earlier. The talking has stopped now, but you'll see a yellow-robed Warforged just kind of sitting on a chair. And let me just see what room you are in. It will say that you're in a bedroom. So there's a little kind of chair by a fireplace that they have the Warforged sitting in, and there's a guard standing by the door, just kind of keeping an eye on things as you enter with Jeikhar. Jeikhar will kind of stop you. Kind of stop there at the door, and you can go in and ask. Feel free. I warn you, again, he doesn't really remember much. Seems to have been under a fog. Please. Just kind of like start talking to the guard that was standing by the door too. Yeah. Warforged is sitting there very still. Back straight.
I'll sort of look to asleep, like, out of respect. Do you want to handle this?
Asleep is just, as soon as we walk into the room, like, his head does not move from the Warforged.
Okay.
And when Tegan asks that, Asleep will just walk forward in front of the other Warforged. What is your designation?
Designation?
Your name.
Kind of like lower his head again. I do not know. What is your
Where
name?
did you come from? I am asleep.
I came from the place of books, shelves, magic. I think.
The library.
I believe that's what it was called, yes.
Do you remember anything before the library?
No. I don't remember much, even of the library. Nothing of myself. Is that normal?
Possibly. You know what? Let's do it. YOLO. Let's do it. Sleep. You just see Asleep. Just put his hand, just grab the Warforged face, and I'm gonna cast Remove Curse. See what happens.
Great idea.
Okay.
And you immediately just see Asleep just talking, and then
No.
and then
Yes, okay. So all right. So Asleep, as you do this, you think in your head and you whisper, do what you need to do for remove curse, which I believe it is vocal.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like that there's a curse to remove. However, As you're about to lift your hand from the Warforged's head, which you start to feel another connection, with almost as if this Warforged was on the network. And you start to see things, almost like, you see the fighting, the most recent thing, the fighting against the soldiers alongside Rhisla and Xanrike, and Jeikhar was right, it wasn't an easy battle. In fact, you can see where a few guards were definitely wounded, if not critically wounded, and just have been taken out. And before that, you see them standing with Xanrike, and also standing with Bethel in an office, and then walking out the door, and you recognize the type of furniture and the way that things, the walls are painted. It seems like this estate, but probably a part you haven't seen yet. But the Warforged kind of, forks off and goes somewhere else other than where Rhisla's going. And then you start seeing another, we'll say several other pieces of memory. Them at the library, bookshelves surrounding them, floating. Rhisla standing amidst the books in the library with Xanrike. Someone entering into an office door, or this this black lacquer door, and bald with this white, extremely pale skin tone, that's almost an ash color, but you can't really see their face. And then it's almost, you're seeing pieces of where the Warforged is being inducted, almost into the library, being taught different things, being told that they won't have access to everything in the library, but as long as they stay with Rhisla or Xanrike, they will have access. Other things before that seem very, almost like through a fog, asleep. You see pieces what you would think is before the library, maybe if they're with other people out in the sun, in caves. And then just briefly, you hear the sound of an anvil and a hammer hitting it a few times. And then you kind of disconnect from them automatically. The Warforged will look up at you asleep, and what did you see?
Many things. DM.
Yeah.
At one point, you said standing by Xanrike and Bethel in an office.
Yes, and then it switched to a memory. It was standing by Xanrike and Bethel at first, and then, or what you would recognize as Bethel from the painting that you've seen, and then it switched to a memory of the Warforged being in office with Rhisla.
Okay, and
then that was when it walked out of the office.
And then I saw the back of a bald figure with ash white skin, and that wasn't Bethel. Bethel is not
Putting the two together, it seems like it could be Bethel. Yes, you just didn't see their face.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Did you mean to cause people harm?
At the time, yes.
Because you caused people. Do you still want to cause people harm?
I don't have a reason to. My reason was, or is, dead. I have no one to tell me what to do now. Will you tell me what to do?
No. Because you can tell yourself what to do. You have that power.
Be my own reason.
Yes. But if your reason is to harm people, I will have to destroy you.
Before they had me harm people, to protect the place of books, library, and also to protect the two that are dead. But now that they're dead, I kind of look over to the doorway. I feel like that reason died as well. So I don't want to hurt anyone unless they hurt me.
Then you are as normal as any living creature.
Living. Thank you. I'll sit back.
Asleep will turn to the rest of. I believe I saw an office that Bethel occupied in this building. We should find that room.
Yes. I may know how to get there. The others had offices as well. Including the one that wasn't here. Well, the two that weren't here. The dark-haired one and the one with the markings. They have offices here too, as well as Xanrike and Bethel. Not Bethel, sorry, Rhisla. Bethel's office is here as well. That is the one with the markings. As well as Christ.
Tegan will definitely perk up on hearing that name. Chris was here?
His office is here, yes. I don't believe he's here anymore. He went to Bethel's office one day and did not return. And not this office, the one there. So he is not here. Is that a problem?
No.
Okay. He'll stand up. What office do you want to go to? Or is there another room?
Which is closer?
You'll see him just kind of standing there, just almost like accessing a data bank as the DM accesses their data bank.
Computing.
Bethel's office. She will not be
Then let us
there.
go there. That will be fine.
Nod and start walking towards the door and stop when it sees the guards. I am showing. Jeikhar will be like, kind of look to the other guard. Look to the rest of you. Is it showing you some rooms in the estate?
I believe they could be helpful. If anything goes wrong, it will be my responsibility.
I hope you understand that I'll be tagging along just to make sure. It's not completely a trust thing, but things are a bit on edge right now, so I'll stay behind the group, please. And kind of like look at the Warforged. Just you can go. The Warforged will start walking and take you a couple of rooms down on the second floor and open up a door with this kind of glass green handle into a very large, almost like a 2-story office. Tall ceiling. This piece of stained glass almost serving as a fake window towards one side. Maybe it's not fake, but you can't really tell if this is like an inside room or an outside room on this building. Bookshelves just lining up to the ceiling, going up those 2 levels. Staircases going up to that window, what you assume is a window. And this very large wooden desk. The Warforged will step inside and just kind of stop. This is her office. Bethel.
Does does there look like there's anything like out of place? Like, was there any kind of scuffle? Are there scuff marks in here like in all the other places?
Make a perception check.
Can I,
Anyone that wants to look around, if you're looking for something specific, make an investigation check. And I'll go around.
I'm just gonna start shuffling papers and books and drawers and look for anything that's,
Okay.
general.
Make an investigation check for that then.
Oh, investigation check. Okay.
Well, if you're looking through like drawers and stuff, rather than just getting a feel of the room.
Okay.
Sleep got a 18 on perception.
Okay. Sleep, you got an 18 in perception. Did anyone else roll perception?
I rolled an 11 for perception.
Okay. So Tegan, There's a lot of rooms, you know, and you're getting a little like, you know, there's a little, you know, you can probably tell, Tegan, with that roll that this office definitely looks well kept. It definitely looks as old as the rest of the house. I will say that you might pick up on this, that like, even though like, so this belongs to the library, this estate. You've been to the library. This definitely has a different feel than the library back in Dim Glint. Like, and yes, it's not the library, but like, it's just a different, like, it's almost like that they've acquired this place and haven't changed too much about it, or just living in it. Asleep, you will notice that yes, this office is well kept, but it's almost so well kept that it seems unused for the most part. There are some drawers in the desk. I'll say you'll notice that. Yeah.
There's drawers in the desk.
There's drawers in the desk, yes. Plenty of books. I mean, that's your general feel of the room. If there's something specific that you want to look for, you can roll an investigation. Zavar, what did you roll?
19 investigation.
19 investigation. And what are you looking for?
I'm looking in drawers, under books, on bookcases, any desks.
Okay.
With stuff laying on it. Just trying to shuffle things around.
Huge desk.
Yeah.
And also, just one side note, I know Sleep, you mentioned like scuff marks and stuff. No, you don't see any scuff marks. As I said, this room looks almost unused. Zavar, you go around and your Juniper, what did you roll anything?
I rolled a 12 for investigation.
Okay. Anything specific you're looking for about the same thing or something else?
Since we know there's a list of names or maps, anything indicating what they're, if they were looking for anything, why they were here, or if they, yeah, mostly just maps. I'm looking for pictures.
List and maps, no. I mean, you do find some map books in the books themselves, but nothing to do with like the list of names that y'all found or anything like that. Okay. Like I said, you would also notice, Juniper, that it just seems like no one uses this office. Even though it is filled with stuff. Zavar, as you look through the books, kind of rough around the books, you would notice several things that look like books about time and magic having to do with time, magic that has to do with time. Most of the books in this room, other than there's a couple of sections of really old looking history books, just on the world and, the planes and that sort of thing, gods, deities. As you go towards the desk, you would notice, looking around in some of the drawers, again, notice the same thing, that it looks like this office hasn't been used in a long time. It's clean, but you would find a drawer that is locked. The rest of them are unlocked and just have office supplies, empty journals, some notes here and there, but nothing particular. Almost like grocery lists of sorts, like check, like to-do lists, with nothing like, you glance through them, it doesn't look like anything specific. maybe even nothing. I'll say maybe even most of the writing you find doesn't seem like it would have anything to do with the library or Bethel, or, just has a lot to do with like the city, different names of people to go and check on, like to see how they're doing, like a couple of journals that are partially filled that talk about, you know, taking a couple of trips to go and visit people, seeing someone again. Like it's just all a little mundane. And doesn't seem like anything like Bethel would have going on particularly. Yeah, and then the locked drawer.
Yeah. When Tegan grabbed the key, was that out in the open or was that sneaky and we didn't see that?
Well, I mean, yeah, go ahead, Tegan.
I would have made it, anything I found, I would have made it demonstrative. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, anything's like, nothing in here looks interesting except for this locked drawer. I wonder what's in here.
Tegan will give me a second. He'll give he'll compare the key to the lock on the. Is there a lock on a visible key mechanism on the drawer?
There is. The key. It's hard to tell. I would say, with your background, Tegan, in like lockpicking as a rogue and that sort of thing, you would notice that this seems more like a door key that you have than this. It's not small enough for it to be a drawer key, or at least not for this drawer.
So yeah, he'll see Tegan compare them. No, this isn't for that. So Tegan will cast Find Traps.
Wait, weren't there 2 keys? Or
No,
are they
just
both
one.
the same?
No, there were 2 keys. You found one. I did say you would have found one on Xanrike too. So you found one on Xanrike's body, and you found one on Rhisla's body.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they both seem the same style. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Find traps.
Yep, any traps within 120. You sense the presence of any trap within range, 120 feet.
Nope.
Is within line of sight. No traps? Okay.
No traps.
All right, I will. What is it? It's to pick the lock.
Okay.
What is it? Sleight of hand?
Yes. We'll never get to add your proficiency because of your thieves' tools.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
28 plus 5 is 33.
This is easy peasy. This is child's play. You just a flick of your wrist, Tegan, and the lock is open. Sprung.
Tegan actually realized it wasn't locked at all.
Oh no.
Tegan does the Fonz. He just knocks on the drawer and it opens.
There you go. Inside the drawer, nothing but a turned over picture frame.
All right. Obviously, you'll turn it over.
You turn it over, and it is this have you seen
The most beautiful.
So I'm going to ask. I should know as a DM. This is my fault. But have you seen, and this is going to give away who it is, but have you seen a picture of Rhaenyra's grandfather, Bastille? Or have you? I don't think y'all have.
Wouldn't it have been in the
gallery
when they were trying to recruit us in that hallway of our ancestor paintings? Doesn't they go by one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra with us?
Yeah, well,
Rhaenyra was with us for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rhaenyra. Everybody.
Right, he's with you right now, but
Tegan's.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, if you show it to the group, if you show it to the group, Rhaenyra would be like, "That's my." That's Bastille.
And it's in a frame?
Yes.
Tegan's going to take it out of the frame.
Okay. Take it out of the frame.
Check the back of the picture.
Back of the
Saving throw.
back of the picture, in this beautiful scripted writing, says, "To our bane."
Tegan will like, is there a chair at the desk?
Yes.
He'll flop down in the chair and just hand the picture to whoever's closest for them to look at it.
I would assume it'd be Zavar, since he was right there and he
Yeah.
found the drawer.
Wait, you just sat down and handed me the photo? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just
Yep.
like, I can't believe what I just found.
No. Okay, so then I'll look at it like. Wait. I think. Oh no. We know who our bane is.
I
Here,
knew they had a
Renarius.
pass.
Renarius, are we brothers? No,
This is Bethel's office.
Oh yeah, yes. This is what the Warforged said is Bethel's office. Correct.
With a photo of Renarius' grandfather signed to Urbane.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, because
well,
Gazelle, yeah.
we knew they were close.
That's just a weird circle, though. Yeah.
I have only been alive for a bit, but when it comes to Gazelle,
magic
We know he
magic
gets
daddy is
around.
Magic
complicated
Daddy.
Magic Daddy is complicated.
Your nearest be like, you can say that again.
I think Renarius is going to need to sit down for a minute.
The sleep will turn towards yellow robed McGee.
Yes.
Warforged. I don't know. 'Cause they don't have a name.
Nope.
You said Bethel would not be in here. Does
Correct.
Bethel use this space at all? Does anybody?
At times, Bethel used the office here, but not usually. Usually stays at the book place, the library.
Do you know whose estate this was before the library procured it?
I know it belonged to someone else before, but I do not know who. No.
Neither do I. Just turn back. One stat Sleep's not good at is intelligence.
Let me check something here.
I can find the puzzle pieces, but I can't put them together.
Jeikhar will kind of excuse me. I did find this in a drawer downstairs, and we'll kind of hand over this leather-bound journal. to anyone that wants to grab it.
Asleep will take it.
It has
But
like
I
a
assume it's.
yeah. What?
I was just gonna say, I assume since Asleep would have kind of stayed close to the other Warforged, which I think we didn't walk in, and Jeikhar was staying back. So I imagine.
Yeah.
Since it's a big room.
Yeah, the journal has it has these two moon symbols on it, leather bound, and has this little mirror on the front of it. And it just has like a flip lock on it. It's not really a lock, just kind of like a latch. If you open it up and look inside, as you're glancing through it, it just looks like a journal. Just dated different days. So and so came to visit, blah blah blah. Jeikhar, as you're flipping through it, will say, I glanced through it. It looks like the house used to belong to someone named Arbane.
Really?
It seems to have the location and stuff written in there and marked, and that's who it seems signed it.
I have a feeling we may have more questions for a friend of ours when we see him again.
Well,
if we see him again.
From the dates in there, I will say it looks like it was quite some time ago.
Yeah, he was Arbane a long, long time ago.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm not sure if it was given or just acquired. I'm going to step back to where it was.
Thank you.
Of course.
After Asleep looks through it, he'll hand the book to whoever.
Junie will grab it and hand it to Zavar.
Could have one of those moments.
No, like both our hands go out there and you get it first. I'll be
The
potato.
The Warforged will. Do you want to go to another place?
Yes, that makes the most sense. I think we found what we need here. We should move on.
Let's go to Chris.
Yes.
The next one that's closest.
that too.
That would be that will be Xanrike's office. The Warforged says in a weird accent. I'm just kidding. I started saying it in a weird accent and I just continued. That's what it'll be.
Some language file just
that
really quick.
is Xanrike's office. Chris and Rhisla's office are on the 3rd floor.
All right, let's go.
Nod, and we'll take you a few rooms down. Let me see if you pass anything interesting here. You pass an open closet. And then into Xanrike's office. And just kind of step in. Completely, as I said, looks oddly unlike Xanrike, that from what you can tell from just looking at a person. Old, but several, has a bookshelf of books at this kind of like desk, but with this very comfy chair at it. Looks like it's had some cushions added to it. Anyone want to look around? If you do, if you just want to take a look at the room, make a roll perception check, or if you want to take a look for something particular, roll an investigation check, and I will go around to see what y'all got.
Try this again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who rolled perception? Okay, so I love it. So Tegan and Asleep. Tegan, what did you roll?
21.
21, and Asleep?
13.
Okay.
We'll let Tegan have this one.
Okay. You would see a wooden table with some maps and a big book of maps, it looks like, on it. You would see a smaller book on the desk. And I said there's a couple of bookshelves that are pretty stuffed. And yeah, and I will say from the books, it looks like it's a lot of history and a lot of that you can tell by the titles, a lot of history and a lot of like not anthologies. What do you call it when it's like the history of like people's history, chronological
Chronicles.
There's a
Memoirs?
word. There's a word. I'm not.
Biographies?
Yeah, no, it's kind of like what you would know is like books
Indians?
of the history of certain areas in Osbergen and in other places. That would have just a bunch of names, family trees, that sort of thing. Zavar, what did you roll for your
I rolled
investigation? Yes.
Yep. 3.
Okay. Zavar, you're very still kind of processing the information you found out in the previous room. Juniper, what did you roll for investigation?
21.
21.
And I did want to dig into my backpack real quick.
Sure.
And I just remembered that Kazeel left me with this Magic Daddy left me with a wand of secrets that can help point us if there's hidden things. I can do it 3 times. So Tegan, if you think it's necessary, if we need a I don't know, any advantages we can get, we can use the wand. But she's interested in that very comfy chair.
Okay. All right. You go and sit down in the comfy chair?
She wants to like reach underneath it, see if there's anything under.
Okay. You don't find anything under it. Are you kind of looking at the desk area too? Like,
oh yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I will say that you would on the desk, you would find a small like fabric covered book that inside just has a bunch of locations, along with names and descriptions. And as you go through this and read some of the descriptions, it seems like descriptions that you would write about someone favorably, like beautiful blue eyes, lovely curves.
A black book?
Promised me a good time when I come back through.
Oh,
and
boy.
It's things like that for like,
oh no,
30 some names.
Is there this book belongs to an
I
Arbonne,
mean,
maybe?
We know exactly.
I
who it
mean-
belongs to.
You can flip to the front of the book.
Okay.
And if you do, it actually it does have a sign, Xanrike.
Oh, Xanrike. Well,
All
right, buddy.
Let's see.
Not going to be returning those sending stones anytime soon.
Oh, also like everyone's last known location on there, like where he met them. You will also find a note, a scribbling of sorts that a scribbling of sorts that wait a minute, I'm getting my notes mixed up here. All names mentioned. Okay, you find a journal in one of the drawers. And as you flip through, it seems to have a lot, like most of your names mentioned, as well as the extended families and notes from people he's had, like about their location, if they've moved, like the family members of pretty much all of you and some of the past members, the past crew as well.
not okay
There-
with this.
There will also be a separate section that lists all of you currently in the group that says last known location outskirts of Ralesk. And there's a note there that they had a hard time keeping someone in Ralesk due to the pesky, like they couldn't keep a watch person in Ralesk due to the mayor keeping them out. Yeah. There you go.
Is Ruin's name in this book?
Yes.
Last known location is Ralesk?
Yes.
Or
Actually, no, they wouldn't have Ralesk because that was super recent.
super recent, okay.
Last in location would be a sea that's very familiar to you, like on the outskirts of Osbergen.
Okay. I want this back, but she'll hand it over.
I would say there is also a note with Ruin's name, probably an asterisk.
Yeah. Okay.
And you'll see that through with a couple other names with other people as well.
What names with asterisks?
Not specifically you, just names
Okay.
you wouldn't recognize in other sections.
Okay. Yes, 300 feet above Ralesk. Thank you. Okay. She'll hand the journal over and just explain what she saw, and I mean, we knew they were well informed.
Are you handing that off? Like holding it out?
I want it back, but yes.
Then I'll definitely grab it really quick.
Okay.
I mean, you said that as you look through it, you think that that's family information.
Well, all right, that's what it looks like. Sure. No, no.
Way back.
Family.
Looking for Zifar. I don't know my parents' names.
It's true.
Sure. I mean, you see you see a few unrecognizable names in there, Zifar, like around, like they have them kind of in sections. You of course see the orphanage mentioned. How many people are at the orphanage currently? Workers and keeps. You also see not both of your friends, but one of them in there that you invited to the meeting, with their last known location, which is where you knew that they would be. Yeah, there are a few names in there that you do not recognize.
But they're not related to any like other things.
They're not marked. So like none of the names are marked like mother, father. It's just like a list of names underneath. I will say the names listed underneath, there's one Sabar. Sabar.
Nice.
Sabar. There's one Kido, Kido.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one Yeva, Yeeva. Those are unrecognizable to you.
Okay. Juniper, since you want this back,
Mm-hmm.
I will hand it back. I am going to ask that. I mean, I assume that you will do your best to keep this safe, but for personal reasons, this is also important to me. So I would like to read this again later.
Why don't you hang on to it? I saw what I needed to see.
Well, I appreciate that.
Are any of those names that you're looking at, do they have an asterisk next to them or a little note?
Yeva.
Those unknown names.
The Kido, Kido, has an asterisk beside of it.
Okay.
So I'll point it out.
And I would say that they'd probably have Sabar and Yeva marked out.
Like
Yeah,
crossed out.
scratched out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tegan, did you want to look at this first?
If if you were, I mean, basically the only thing Tegan would look for is there any other names with asterisk on them besides the ones already mentioned.
Yes. Your sister's name has an asterisk.
Okay.
I mean, other names in there, I mean, there are, a few others. There are a lot of names in here. So yes, there are others in there with asterisks on them.
All right. I'll hand it back to Zavar.
I will stash it for safekeeping. Unless Asleep is curious.
And they would have had your father's name marked out.
Asleep will just kind of take it and just flip through it. Is there anything
Under
other
Asleep?
than just Asleep? Yeah.
They would have a note by Asleep's name. Not really a list of names known, but just that you seem to come from the Northern Crown in Dimglimt.
Close it. Well, they don't know everything.
That's
Just
a
hand it
relief.
over.
Aw.
I'll take it back and put it for safekeeping.
Yeah. All right. The Warforged will stand. Would you like to be shown to another room?
Yes, please.
Do you want to go to the 3rd floor to the other offices?
Yes, please.
Follow me. I'll take you out and up to the 3rd floor. And let me see which one you would come by through first. Kind of stop as you get to the top steps of the 3rd floor and turn. Chris' office and Rhisla's office are side by side. Which would you like to go to?
You said it was Rhisla's and
Chris.
Chris. Sleep will look towards Tegan.
Chris. Without hesitation.
Oh, I guess I'll double check. I didn't really go back through and double check with the 2 people that did perception checks in Xanrike's office. Was there anything that y'all wanted to look at besides what you found out from your perception checks and from the other 2?
No, we're good.
I think,
good.
I mean, we already kind of got the answer, but
Okay.
that office was definitely used more than...
Used a little bit more, yeah. It was definitely looked
Okay.
like it had been used, yes. I said there were books out everywhere. You had that map table. Yeah.
Just for, backtracking, Tegan would have, if nobody else had, scooped up all the maps.
Okay. Yeah, you would have. I mean, there's also a book of maps. Would you have gotten the book of maps too?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, just maps. The maps were from like all kinds of like different places in Osbergen, the different continents around Osbergen, Dimglimt, all kinds of places. Who did you say you wanted to go to the office first? Chris. So, the Warforged will take you in through the door to Chris' office. You'll see the other door is closed beside Chris' office, whereas most of the doors here have been open. As you would have approached, Jeikhar would have said, that one over there is locked. pointing to the office that you're not going into, but you would assume is Rhisla's office. And as you step through the door and step into the office, that's where we'll take our bio break. So, for those of you watching, we take a 10-minute bio break, so stay tuned, and we will be right back in 10 minutes. All right, see you then. Beep. Oh, I should have did the transition. I've not done my transitions. Okay.
I just laugh because I do that. Yep, no Kamala.
Yep. Oh. Whoops. Sorry, everyone. That's a YouTube commercial. And I don't know where it's at.
Great.
Okay. All right. We're done. Forgot that had an hour. It's an hour-long video, so it just went to a YouTube commercial.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Well, I thought. Oh, I was trying to find it earlier because I don't ever use it.
I know it's not.
I just looped it. All right, I'm gonna get some snack. Did you say something? It's true. Although I've had that happen before. Okay, fine.
sidetracked by a game I saw somebody else playing, and now I'm addicted to.
Oh, what game is that?
Wait for Steph to put her earbuds in.
Oh.
House Flipper.
Oh.
I have to learn to put it down.
I love that Power Wash Simulator keeps getting these crazy DLC things like Tomb Raider, and then they're getting like Final Fantasy VII DLC. And I'm like I don't know the developers for Power Wash Simulator, but it's like man, talk about like $1 billion idea that like I feel like we probably had, but we never thought of.
It might be like the old hey, it's a kitschy thing, and let's and all these other dev places are like, hey, why not? It's
well, it's like
it's campy, let's do it.
It's just wild that like because it's like why did I think of power washing? It's like I've watched power washing videos and I know how satisfying it is.
Mute it again. Mute again.
I thought you were purposely muted because you're reading.
No. If they get one for house flippers, if they get a house flipper for Tomb Raider, I'm done. I'm quitting my job.
Is house flipper as big as power wash simulator?
It's been around for a while though.
I don't know. It's one of those things like all this. I feel like all this is like much better than any of us imagined.
Yeah,
Sure.
people
Even
are-
the ones that aren't good.
Yeah,
have lots of like I think there's a game called like Thief Simulator that I watched YouTubers play one time, and it's like it's not a good game. Like it's broken, it's not flawed. Stuff again, like because it's cheap and it goes on sale on every console. Like I've always seen it on like best-selling games.
All right, let's see where we're at. I'm sure we're past our 2-minute mark. All right, let's get back. Let's get back and let's move my transition out. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was slow. Okay, we're back. Welcome back. Let me get my ambient music, my ambient sound going again.
Yeah, I left mine on, and it was very creepy listening to nothing but that walking through my house at night.
Jesus. All right. So, y'all step into another office, and this one, I would say, on the way to the office, you would have passed a couple of bedrooms. One was almost glowing red, like it had so much red paint inside of it. And then the office that you step into has these 3 beautiful, like, arched windows. Again, that kind of similar style. This one's a little bit bigger than the ones downstairs. Has a fireplace in it, couch, and then the desk. If anyone wants to make perception checks or investigation checks, you may do so now. Now go around and see what y'all get. Tegan, what did you roll?
Perception for 23.
Okay. Anyone else roll perception?
Asleep did with a 25.
All right. So the 2 of you would notice the huge painting above the fireplace. Tegan, you recognize this immediately. Asleep, it's almost like you don't recognize it right off, but if you kind of reach into your database a bit, and this seems like a picture of Fairweather in Osbergen, the city.
Ah, yes, Fairweather, the city.
Let's see here. Okay. The 2 of you would also notice amongst the shelving and stuff in the room that there is a glass case with some items in it. And I'll come back to you in a bit. Zavar and Juniper, did you roll investigation?
I did.
Zavar, what did you roll?
11.
And Juniper, what did you roll?
I actually rolled perception this time, but I'm going to roll investigation because...
Okay, what did you roll for perception?
It was a nat 20 for 28.
Okay. I'll tell you what, we'll keep your perception check. You rolled an 11, right, Zavar? I would say, that's a little bit on the lower side, so you would have noticed similar to what Tegan and, were you looking for something in particular? I'm sorry, I didn't ask.
It's still the same thing. I'm looking underneath books, looking in drawers, cubbies.
Okay. You would find, a, in one of the drawers, you would find a, drawstring bag that inside looks like, what you would probably think a sending stone. Assume is a sending stone. Just a singular one.
Enough of these.
But there's no note as to who it's to.
Ooh.
Juniper, you would have noticed the same thing as Tegan and Asleep. But you would have also have noticed a letter on the desk and also a journal.
I'm just gathering all of the journals today.
I'll go around now. So I told you it was in the bag, Zavar. Juniper, are you looking at any of those items or anything else?
Yes. I'll look at the letter first.
Okay. The letter
Is-
on the desk is to Rhisla from Christ.
Hmm.
It's very brief, but it gives some info that he thinks that Bethel has a portal in her office to the Great One, and that he plans to get close to her so that he can take point on the Great One.
I'm gonna hand that to Tegan.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to get eaten first. I'm not sure. And the journal?
The journal, as you flip through it, looks pretty extensive. But it's on. The journal is about his Chris. It seems it's his journal, of course. His extensive attempts at what the letter mentioned. Most of them failing. Just about him trying to get closer to Bethel. Always being like just kind of dismissed or looked over. He does mark that Bethel wants to see him in his office. His last entry is that Bethel wants to see him in his office the following day.
In her office or his?
In her office.
Okay. And we already went through Bethel's office.
Right.
Well, we went into the office here. Warforged McGee said it was the other office
That's
in the library.
That she mostly stays in.
Oh, okay. Right. Thank you.
Not this one.
So, which checks out because it looks like no
Nothing.
one's barely been in the office here. So.
Okay. All right. Well, yep. We'll just hand out the journal to anyone who wants to look through these failed attempts to get closer to Bethel. I feel like we should let Agnes know. But I'm sure she knows the risks. She stayed back. Where did she stay? Burlesque. Okay. I mean, I suppose there's not any chance. Okay, family. Sorry. Just all over the place. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Tegan, anything else you want to do with what you noticed or anything else?
No, that's. Oh, what's anything?
Yeah, you didn't say
the item
what's
case.
in the glass case. Yeah,
I was
you said
waiting
you're
for
gonna
y'all.
connect.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. So that's what I was doing. So if you look closer at the case, there is it's almost like a display case with several items inside of it. One is a gold ring. There's a mage robe. And also a knotted string that's knotted together with a silver ring like a necklace. This is all under the case together. Tegan, make a history check for me or intelligence. Your choice.
It don't matter. It's just a straight 20. An 8.
Okay. So what you say?
Okay. And it was and then Gold ring, mage robe, and a string with a silver ring.
And
on it?
yeah, a string that's kind of knotted with a has a silver ring kind of knotted onto it like a necklace. So, it's part of
Right.
it.
Okay.
Want me to break in?
All right. Anything else you want to do in this room?
I mean, we opened the case, right? So.
Oh yeah, sure. You can open the case. Well, I mean, yeah, it just lifts up. It's just sat on top of the
I would
wooden
just
slab.
open it up and check the rings for inscriptions.
No inscription on the ring.
Okay.
Bag him and take him with, just in case it's got some.
Do you take anything? Yeah.
I like rope.
I'll take the rings.
Okay.
And Asleep will take the magic rope and add it to his other rope belt.
Which ring were you checking earlier, Tegan? You were checking both of them?
Both of them.
Okay. On one of them, inside is inscripted, Kring.
Put that on proudly, Tegan.
Do what? No, okay. This is where we get the time you wind me.
We still tortured and killed him.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't change.
You still remember torturing and cutting off Kring's finger.
I mean, he was a punk. He deserved it.
Ooh, I was not here for that. What the heck?
No, he was no.
Oh, that was like that. He was like our session 2 bad guy.
The group was wild in the beginning. Like,
We're all over the place.
yeah.
He sent shrubs after us. It was our first fight, and so we went ham, and then we found them. Tegan played a prank on him, and then he got even more ticked off and pissy about it, and we found out they're just college students, and we're like, whatever. And then later on, when we were actually fighting the college, they were actually bad guys torturing Shanad and stuff, and so Tegan tortured him. It was a very effective torture, and then Gerbil just punched him, and I think Gerbil got a nat 20 when he punched him.
Yeah, I said, don't kill him.
And so then he died, and then we had to have an NPC resuscitate him. And then he died anyways because the library killed him. It was and then originally there was no fallout because Chris died too, and then the time warp happened, and Chris is alive.
Maybe.
Well, probably not anymore. But I
So apparently, whatever finger you cut off wasn't the ring finger that had the ring.
Correct. I would have noticed
They're in
that.
storage.
Yeah.
Now
Kind of you, Tegan.
Yeah. Got those rings back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Memento.
Warforged.
good time.
He'll be by the door. Would you like to continue?
Dawn.
Does this rope make me look fat?
We love you just the way you are.
You'll notice, Tegan, that
Thank you.
if Asleep puts on the robe, you definitely notice some blood stains on the robe, Tegan.
Oh, it was a robe. I thought
Yes.
you said
Oh.
rope, and I
Well,
was very confused.
The ring, no, yeah, it's a robe.
Robe with a B, as
Mhm.
in
Yes.
now. Okay, gotcha. That still checks out. Sleep still would have put it
Now Sleep just looks like he's got a smoking jacket.
Higa would have advised you against that, but he might have actually.
Well, you did. I mean, did you stop asleep?
Seeing the
I mean-
bloodstains, I might say I knew the wearer of that. And to be
I know
totally
whose blood that is.
totally honest with you, I was the cause of the bloodstains. I don't know if you would be comfortable wearing it in that situation.
Do you want to wear it?
No.
Oh, I thought you were appreciating your handiwork.
Hmm.
If it makes you uncomfortable.
Thank you. And I will put the
Um,
rope back, and Yes, I will definitely put the rope back in the glass case.
Okay. You put
The
it back
last
in
thing
there.
Chris
Right.
needs to see is his brother's rope.
I that's
Um,
optimistic of you to think that we're gonna
The
find Chris.
So optimistic.
the Warforged. Well, we need a key to get into Rhisla's office. I don't have it.
I will know that it's a door key. I will check the 2 keys the
Okay.
one I specifically picked up on Rhisla.
Take you out of the office and towards the next one. Door is closed. You try the key and the door, it unlocks. You hear that little click. And as you open into the office, another beautiful, like 2-story office. This beautiful desk. It has a small piano in here. And the second floor just has some bookshelves arranged. There's a lovely fireplace in this office as well. And actually, looks like there's been a fire in there recently. And yes, so I'll go around. You can roll perception, roll investigation.
Do we stick to the norm, or do we shake things up?
To shake things up. Tegan, what did you roll?
A 17 for perception.
Anyone else roll perception check?
It doesn't matter what I rolled. I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sleep. You're just, you get into a weird,
Thinking about
like,
that robe.
yeah, thinking about the row, but you get into a weird conversation with the other Warforged of,
Where did you get your robe?
That's a nice robe you have.
Is that blood on yours?
Tegan.
Was that recent or?
You said you rolled an 18?
Who?
You, Tegan. What did you roll?
17.
17. So you would notice, let's see here. You would notice that there's a large table in the room divided into 2 parts with 2 different maps on it. What you would assume are probably war tables of sorts. Or like territory tables. There are, you can see kind of like these larger markers on there. And what would you think that Tegan would have seen? Why don't you roll, unless you think that Tegan would have seen war tables before, why don't you roll an intelligence check for me, please? Or history. I know they're both the same for you.
Yep.
I keep forgetting. Roll a history check. Go for it.
13.
Okay. So yeah, I would say that you'd be able to kind of assume that these are some type of, war tables of sorts. You would notice that you assume that these larger markers are cities. You can see some, like, a cluster of markers that seem to be moving, kind of like going towards each city, like moving in on them. And that's marked on like 3 or 4 different cities on each map. Or 3 or 4 different areas. Some of them aren't moving in on cities. Also, you would notice, since you've seen the maps before, the points of power are marked on dim glint. And let's see. There's large red circles in various areas around the map with dotted lines leading from the larger or medium-sized cities to the places of power. So almost like travel lines, movement lines. And yeah.
Definitely scoop all them up.
Okay. Okay, well, you definitely scoop them all up. These are pretty big. This is like a big table. So what are you going to scoop up? Because you can
Okay,
take the
the
markers
ones-
off, but
The one with the they're like pieces.
this is
They're
like a
not like
huge yeah, it's like a good size, not huge, but it's a good size table that's divided in the middle, probably about I would say 6 feet in length, 3
okay.
feet wide, um, divided in the center. So you have one map on one side, looks like Otsbergen, and some surrounding continents, and the other one is of Dimglimt, and then the markers are kind of on
Okay.
those.
I will call out to Asleep. Come look
Yes.
at this, and I'll show him the maps and say, "Can you disseminate this information out to the network?"
Disseminate.
Connecting to the moon. Turn to Jeikhar. What is the Wi-Fi password?
Like, write down a piece of paper and give it to you.
This is not a secure password.
1, 2,
It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Great one.
combination of numbers.
But one is spelled like WON.
We found this in the laundry room. Taped to a box, a weird black box of sorts. Anyways. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to Asleep, you can definitely kind of put this to memory and upload it.
Alright. It's disseminated. Hopefully, no bad Warforges are on the network.
You'll suddenly see the other Warforged be like as you're
Uh-oh.
as you're assimilating the information, it's almost like that they're receiving it at the same time. So
Now, I know we kind of joke about the a whole Warforged network thing, but that wasn't just Mickey's thing, was it? And now this other Warforged is now just because I'm near it.
you've never, I mean, what do you mean, Mickey's? Like what thing? The information thing?
Yeah, basically, the Sleep's always only ever tried to connect with the Warforged Mickey
Yes.
has said is on the network.
Yes.
So is this library Warforged part of Mickey's network, or was there just is this one of Mickey's that got corrupted?
I mentioned, you might have missed it. I mentioned when you connected with them that it seemed like that they were on the network.
Okay. For some reason, my brain just assumed there must be just a general Warforged network, but
else you probably wouldn't. You would probably know you wouldn't be able to do something like that if it wasn't on Mickey's network.
Okay. Hold on. So, hold on. Oh, I don't have names for. Okay. Yeah. No. Cool. Good. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Sleep will definitely be more trying to narrow down without directly connecting to Mickey right now, but who was, if this was one of our Warforged, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Just keeping a closer eye on this guy now. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. I was just assuming there is a general public Warforged network.
Yeah, no, this is yeah.
Yep.
Zavar, what did you roll for your investigation? And what are you investigating? 20? What are you looking for? Same thing as the other rooms, or?
Same thing.
Okay. And Juniper, what did you roll? If you rolled.
I'm gonna skip this one.
Okay, cool beans. So Zvar, you would notice a few things. You notice a wooden box sitting on Rhisla's desk that's closed. Some papers and a leather-bound journal that has jewels on it. Oh, actually, wait. Well, you'll see a small drawer open under the desk that, almost like a keyboard thing, but it's like for papers and stuff to write on. You can see one of those partially open in a journal kind of sticking out of that. And if you're looking through the drawers, you would also notice a bag sticking out a bit from a drawer with some notes in it. Bag's really nothing, but the notes you can take a look at. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely grab the journal, the notes,
Okay.
and open the box.
Okay. On the box, in the box as you open it up is a necklace. The necklace, do I have that description somewhere? I think the necklace is like a piece of crystal with some, but not like a round crystal, more like a pointed,
Shard.
Yes, shard. But it is hollow inside. It has a little bit of kind of like black sand in it, along with some crystals as well. I think so. If I find a different note on what that looks like and it's something different, I'll let you know. But yeah.
And there's nothing else interesting about the box. That's it. Just holding that.
Nope. Just the necklace inside.
I mean, I'll pick it up and kind of like dangle it in front of me, so everyone can see it. And Zavar's a little less triggered by black sand than maybe some of the other members of this party.
But does that look like the necklace that Jocelyn used to access the library?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And I'll point that out to Zavar. We saw Jocelyn use that to take us the final step to Anastasia. Is that the correct place? Yeah.
Oh, it also has a golden circle around it, too.
Would you like to hold on to this one for safekeeping, Tegan?
Yes, Yes, if you don't mind.
I mean, I think I would give it to Juniper, but I think she would like the shininess too much. It's quite pretty.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
And definitely don't want to get that mixed up with your other thing.
You would also know, if I didn't say, because I think I just said that she told you about it, Zatara would have probably described the necklace to you that you were looking for to get to that would be attuned to the library so you can get through it easier. This would match that description.
Also, I think this matches that description that we heard of, Tegan.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
It does.
And I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Okay. I'd like to look at the journal.
Yes. The journal. And you just kind of flip through it to read some of it. Let me go ahead. Let's see here. Journal charges and drawer. The journal does talk about a portal, and also echoes that there's a portal in Bethel's office that leads directly to the Great One in the Underdark. That Rhisla thought it was a bad idea to give that Bethel had that kind of power in private access. Thought that it should be more accessible to the rest of them. But Bethel refused to hear any of that. Like when Rhisla, there'd be accounts in there of Rhisla trying to approach Bethel about it, and Bethel would just kind of dismiss her every time, or just flat out ignore her. Rhisla does think that Bethel was working against them secretly, and was planning on sacrificing. Well, one of Rhisla's wild theories, like towards the end of the journal and in some of the papers, was that she thinks that that Bethel was planning on sacrificing everyone except her, except herself, Bethel, to the Great One for power in the end. That's kind of what she was getting to towards the end. So it's kind of it's a little bit of a progression of like, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to work with her, I'm trying to reason with her, and then I just don't think that she's listening to reason. I think this is what she's doing. And that's kind of what you get from the papers and the journal together.
Okay. I'm basically like as I'm reading those things, I'm saying them out loud.
Okay. The notes in the drawer that you found mentions a lever that is...
if you say Arbane.
No, it mentions a lever in the room, like a secret passage.
Oh, lever, not lover.
Right, no lever. Yes.
I'm a lover, not a lever.
And it does say something about...
I am actually a lever.
It just has underlined hidden.
Well, look at this, everyone. It looks like we need to take a closer look at this room. It's referring to this room, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you would
All
assume.
right, I think we should start moving things around and find this lever.
Taking will hear that and turn to Juniper and like that wand might come in handy now.
All right. Yeah.
Asleep will just
That's
start.
much more clever.
Asleep will just start doing things. Just
Picking up everything,
Yeah.
teacups.
Yeah. I have so it's got 3 charges, and it'll let's see.
Yeah,
Inventory.
I'm looking at it.
Wand of Secrets.
Around 30 feet of you, which covers most of this office. So
The one pulses and points to the one nearest to you.
okay.
Yeah. So I just check off a charge if I use it.
Mm-hmm. And just hold out the wand. Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
As one
Juniper, you feel it kind of start to pulse.
Okay.
As you're holding it, and it points towards a bookshelf. And if you follow it over there, it points specifically at a book that looks to be a bit wider than the rest. Girthy, one might say.
Earthy book. So I don't really do the magics for spells, for traps and things. I'm not touching that book, but if someone wants to touch it, they're welcome to. And she's gonna indicate the girthy book. It's Renarius. I don't want to touch this thing and end up, I don't know, in another plane.
I can cast detect magic, but I would rather not waste. Or does he have it as let me see. Let me double check that. He might have it as I think he does have it as what do you call
Ritual.
it? Ritual. Let me double check.
Oh, ritual he cast.
I think so. Let me double check that though.
Okay.
Yeah, ritual. So it doesn't matter that he uses a spell slot. Okay.
just take 10 minutes.
Yeah. So just give him 10 minutes, and he'll say that he can do it. After about 10 minutes, he'll turn, and just say that he didn't detect any magic in that.
Sorry, I'm not convinced. Thank you for checking. I just found it. I don't have to open this. If someone wants to do it.
I will open it.
Oh, not the baby.
Asleep opens it.
Okay, so you pull the move the book, and there's a lever kind of hidden behind it. You pull that lever, and the door kind of turns open to where you can go inside. Inside the room, the secret room, is Tegan. You'll notice another war table, and this one looks unfamiliar. The map on it, about the same size as the other one, maybe slightly smaller. And then there is a part that's marked on it with a large red marker. And at a corner of the map, it says Chethrin.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna.
How do you spell that again?
CHETHRRHINN.
Say that again.
No.
Okay.
Here, I'll put it in
You
chat.
had me, and then you'd.
I'll put
you
it
did
in chat.
double R's.
There we go.
That.
Yes.
That's just that second part.
Yes.
That's just like classic bullshit fantasy.
Yeah.
That's my next D&D character's name.
And you know,
Rin with
the
two
table,
Q's
there's
front.
there's a table with some maps and stuff on it. Beyond all of that, is a glowing portal. That beyond, you can see a glimmer of what looks like another office.
Oh, shit. We have another office we haven't checked yet. Right? We should... No?
I think this,
Is there? I think we checked all of them.
The Warforged will be like, there is no other office.
Are you sure? Okay. All right.
Tegan will mention to us. Yeah, put that out on the network.
Also, I guess while doing that, kind of as silently as I guess I don't know how you're the sleep will try to just connect with Mickey, although he knows Mickey's probably very busy with the world ending everywhere.
Yes.
But just to see if he can identify who this Warforged is.
I will have to consult my notes. But I will try to let you know.
You are not missing anyone?
I am missing a lot now. Because of what is happening.
I was already sad. Goodbye, Mickey.
Oh, no.
Goodness, great. Mickey.
Right?
Mickey, I just found a lost sibling.
Too
bad the rest of them are dead. Thanks, Mickey.
Jeikhar will come over and kind of like look into, well, that's interesting. Let's kind of look at the rest of you. What now?
I guess we're gonna follow this. I know you didn't sign up for this. You were just escorting us. You don't have to if you don't want to. This is probably going to take us to a secret office of Bethel.
Or it will take us to another plane in general.
Could be. And saying that, either way, give me a minute, and I will grab the sending stones for both the Dronal and Miss Reyes, and basically just relay the same message to the both of them. Just quickly summarizing what happened here. Found Rhisla and Xanrike. Xanrike dead. Offices of. Ah, yes. I know. I had that written down. I was just going over my notes before the session.
After I've written it no less than 50 times already.
Yeah,
Totally not spelled that way.
Yep, exactly. Uh, and that forwarded maps to Warforged network. Found portal to question. Yeah, you don't say question mark in a sentence. Perhaps Bethel's office pursuing there.
They'll both pretty much just respond back. Just keep us informed. Good luck. We'll take care of things as the best that we can here. Okay.
Let's see what this has. This. Go ahead.
Real quick, when Asleep was taking pictures of the map and everything, is the map just of Chethrin or the Underdark in general?
Chethrin is the main focus. You can see some names of other cities around, but
do I see what's it the place he was in that got dropped from the sky?
Yes. Yeah, you would see that off to almost like the very, very corner of the map would be like, a marker for it. Okay. So it's about 3 cities out from Chethrin.
All right. Any
Diecaster.
Diecaster. Thank you, Michelle.
Any other thoughts or anything popping into the Sleep's head when he is looking at this map?
Seeing Diecaster, you would start, you would get kind of a few things of like just the city and the people. Nothing really in particular with the other cities surrounding. And it's all it seems very far away for you. But you'll get like some facts if you're kind of reaching into like the network, some facts of like population numbers, the type of the species of people that are found, how many of each species is in the city, that sort of thing.
Okay.
What are we waiting for, everyone? Let's go.
Jeikhar, it was good luck. I'm going to be staying here to just in case. I have troops and other guards here that I need to account for, but we'll probably still be here if you return within the next day. So.
Thank you. Hopefully, we'll return.
Kind of give a nod and kind of head out of the room. The Warforged will just kind of be standing there.
Do you like to stay here and help Jeikhar?
I think I would like to stay in the city, yes.
Hopefully, I will see you again, and hopefully you will have found your purpose.
Thank you. You too.
I like your robe.
Kind of looking down at it as the group walks through the portal.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you step through the portal. As you step through, it's a bit of a stomach teaser. Like it pulls your stomach. You feel that kind of like rush up and rush down, and similar to how you would feel plane shifting or going to a different plane. And when you come back out to the other side of the portal, you have a little bit of queasiness, and you find yourself in another office. This is grand. The ceiling has these kind of gold stars, constellations, kind of almost in order, like almost like how they appear in the night sky, like with the circles and everything. I don't know the exact name because I'm a bumpkin. There are these beautiful lanterns hanging down. The room itself is just very intricate with details. The corners have these kind of points to them. There are bookshelves, of course, and this big grand desk, and this area with a fireplace and some leather chairs and a portrait. With actually very interesting, varying jewel tones in the room make up the interior. Yeah. I'm going to not make you roll your typical investigation. I mean, it may be in a bit, but I'll give you a general kind of, you see, of course, the desk. You see a journal sitting on the desk. Drawers in the desk, of course. And that's the specific things to note in this office. Otherwise, it looks like a very comfortable office. And of course, there's a door leading out to somewhere. Closed.
Just out of curiosity, Tegan will turn around and see if the portal from the secret room is still open.
Yes.
Okay, just for reference. Wasn't a one-way trip.
No, you'll see a small table sitting beside the portal on this side. It seems to have kind of like a jar. Just kind of like a gold jar on it.
Interesting. All right, search around the room, see what we can find.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'll have all of you roll investigation checks for me. And then just let me know what you're wanting to look at. I'll go around, get what everyone's looking at first, and then I'll go back around and tell you what you see. Zavar, what did you roll for investigation?
Yeah, 20 for 21.
Wow,
Nice.
Look at this. Look at the balls. Juniper, what did you roll for investigation? Oh boy.
Nat 20 for 27.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, the balls. Tegan, what did you roll for investigation?
I rolled a 6.
Okay. Yeah,
Aw.
Tegan, you're kind of,
Queasy.
very, there's a lot, they're queasy, and there's just, this is like the 5th office you've been in the past, like 20 minutes, like half hour.
Tired of looking at books.
You're
yeah.
tired of looking at books, you're tired of looking at desks. You want to get to something good. Asleep, what did you roll for investigation?
Natural 10 for a -1 for a 9.
Okay. Same thing, Asleep.
Nice.
You find yourself a little sad to, thinking, not sad, but thinking about the Warforged that
All the dead Warforged
you
that
left
bummed me
behind.
out.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
You had to
so
leave nobody behind.
Zavar and Juniper. Zavar, what are you looking for? Anything specific? Kind of the same? Or anything?
Yeah, I've gotten into a rhythm, looking
Yeah.
books, looking through drawers,
Okay. All right.
tucked away places. Yeah. Cupboards.
Yeah, there's some magic books. Interestingly enough, some like novels. It seems like some fiction books on the shelves. If you look at any of them, it looks like that they all, that it seems like a couple of them have Rhisla's name in them. Seems like she's had them for quite some time. I will say, Juniper, what were you planning on looking for? And it can be the same thing too. You both just kind of discover the desk, discover things together. But
Yeah. Whichever direction Zavar goes, I'll go the opposite, so we can
Okay.
cover the most ground.
Great. All right. So the journal on the desk, Juniper, since you're the journal person this evening, is locked. Let's see here. Drawer. Zavar, in a drawer, you found some I would say with that, with the natural 20, you would find some grooves in one of the drawers that you open, like well worn, like they had been like kind of like inside, kind of underneath. And I would say that it looks like there might be like a secret compartment in that drawer. You open it?
Yeah, can I take the drawer out and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You take the drawer out and you start looking at that and start, kind of moving this piece, and it opens up another smaller little opening in the drawer, like a compartment in the back, that has a small wooden box inside.
It's in the box.
Okay, yeah, you open the box. It is a ring. Very simple, gold. Kind of a rounded crystal on top of it, a rounded like glass sphere on top of it with a single crystal inside.
What color is it?
It's actually with a gold. The ring is gold. The crystals are actually, the sphere is clear. The crystal inside is just a kind of a quartz color, like a natural, like a white quartz.
This is pretty. Any inscriptions or anything else on it?
No inscriptions, but in a drawer, in another drawer, you find notes. In the top drawer of the desk, you find notes. Scribbled notes that has scribbled handwriting. That underlines what the ring does. It seems to be written by someone, and then it says, Bethel, and then like it has this description. Like someone wrote the note to, not to Bethel, to Rhisla. It does say that it will help with depossession. And basically, DM speak, anyone who wears it can't be possessed by spirits or by anyone. And also, if they touch it to someone, they can depossess people. So if someone's possessed near you and you touch the ring to them, it can depossess them. And the writer will say, I know what you described. This seems to be the best solution and the best protection for you. And on that same note, you'll see in different handwriting underlined just in case, and then in all caps Bethel. Not that it's by Bethel, but like, Bethel, in the same handwriting, in a different handwriting than what the rest of the note was, say, just in case, Bethel, and have like that triple underlined.
Not unlike her mother. Or
I will say that along with the locked journal, Juniper, you find another small book in the case. In the drawers, that and some other notes. One note that you find marks about using a ring against Bethel. Using the ring that she had made against Bethel. After the Great One is raised. Or if things get too out of control in the meantime. And it says, her power has turned almost a spiritual necromantic sense, feeding souls to the Great One. I worry that she's consuming some of these spirits herself for her own purpose. Rhisla will remark in one of the notes.
Okay.
And Zavar, you would find something else that kind of we'll say when you were looking at the bookshelves, a book on the shelf that seems to be kind of a journal from the past, talking a bit about Rhisla's life that Rhisla kept herself. Pretty much saying that her mom was a devotee to the idea of the Great One, the idea of mages rising in power. Her mom's parents were killed for taking advantage of their powers. Her dad was part of the Racea Gaurd, met her mom, and they slowly became infatuated with each other. So it's a little love story in there. They came to Dim Glimmed and then would go back to Osbergen to get other mages, but those in the guard had a grudge against Rhisla's father and sought them out, killing her mother. Rhisla's father left Rhisla around 11 at the time with a library with the intention of keeping her protected, and she was. So she herself devoted her life to raising the god that her mother loved and protecting the place that her father left to protect her. Of course, over time, as you read through the journal, it's clear that the power that she sought and her desire to raise the Great One and her hate for those against mages and those in Osbergen grew and darkened over time. You can also see towards the end that she doesn't trust Bethel, as it seems like Bethel is taking all the power and gains for herself and wants to keep the Great One to herself. Yeah, and then you also find like other notes on the necklace, like helping, like once it's attuned, helping you through the library. And again,
take the.
Sorry. Nope. Go ahead.
I was gonna take the journal, and I'll walk over to Juniper. Here, this journal kind of seems like it's some good dramatic reading. You might enjoy it.
She's just got all sorts of books now.
Yeah.
She's gonna find the locked one that she found and take it off the stack and hand it to Tegan. I don't know if I can just snap it off or if it's a lock-picking situation, but not my, I usually just smash it if it's in a chest, right?
All right, Tegan will take a look, and
Whoa.
I'll take the journal.
Wait.
Oh.
Can I try to detect?
Sure, Renarius, sure. Go ahead.
And he'll take a few minutes to cast detect magic, and
thank you.
It can be picked, but it's also magical. I can dispel it if you want.
Please do.
I can dispel if you would like to save your power, Renarius.
Yes. Please, Sleep. Thank you.
Close one.
Sleep will walk up. He's gonna take some fire from his head.
Mm-hmm.
Build up charge.
Nice, yeah. Feel that? And it immediately opens up. It immediately opens up when you do that. Whoever goes through it, I'll just go ahead and give you the information. 1 second, I'm gonna get down to it. 1 second here. So this journal kind of goes into Rhisla and Bethel's relationship. Not, like friendship. It was once very close as they grew together in their belief in the Great One and advocacy for mages. But as their hunger for power grew and their desire to find and raise something that could begin the mage revolution they so wanted, and ultimately the destruction of those non-powerful, you get that gist in here too, their friendship grew apart. Rhisla will confess that towards the back of the journal that she thinks that every war needs a great one. Yes, they've transformed Bastille into what they needed him to be, and into what he believed he could be, and he has more power than any of them because of it. But that he is not and will not be the only great one in history, as long as the mages are oppressed. It was Rhisla's intention to make him, Bastille, the last one, the last great one, and making it a point to target all of those who oppress and those mages who are too powerful. This has been their goal, and after the Great One is raised, Rhisla confesses to wanting to kill Bethel herself.
Wow.
And that's all the info dump. That's pretty much, I think, everything of note that you find in this room. Or that you see in this room from your investigation checks. And there was a door leading out.
So Rhisla was against mages getting too powerful.
Yeah. The journal kind of shows that Rhisla was against that because, like, she wants, like, their goal, her and Bethel's planned goal was to squash any mages who were too powerful, as well as those who oppress mages, because mages who get too powerful tend to want to take all the power for themselves, is what the gist you got. And if they kept doing that, could become another great one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but Rhisla just wants Bastille to be the only great one.
She wants Bastille to be the last great one, yes.
The last one.
Yes. And then because she's afraid of Bethel getting too much power, she wants to kill Bethel after the great one is raised.
So Rhisla just wants to raise the great one just so no one else can become the great one?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So Rhisla's kind of like power corrupts absolutely, so let's go with the God we know.
Eradicate, right, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, all right. And from Rhisla's journal, her depiction of Bethel is that Bethel's becoming too power hungry and might try to take the Great One's power or do something crazy.
That's what she's afraid of, yeah, because Bethel has been keeping the Great One to herself, and also she suspects has been, with all these souls that they bring to the Great One, they're funneled through Bethel. Like, Bethel was taking it, like, it's brought to Bethel, Bethel takes it to the Great One. And so, and Bethel's being so closed with that, like, she won't let anyone else attempt to help her with that. Rhisla marked in her journals that she thought that Bethel speculated that Bethel could be using some of these souls, these spirits for herself and to gain her own, to gain power herself.
This is probably just more Jonathan thinking out loud, but because I know a sleep would make connections. I know we've seen that he saw through the Warforged eyes and everything, that the fight that took down Xanrike and Rhisla was a tough battle.
Yes.
But I don't know, does it it just seems strange to Sleep that, like, just all of a sudden these two leaders were in the same place, just opening portals for soldiers, and then just died away from important places.
Well, you would know from, so Zatara has told you that they usually won't all be at the estate at the same time, but some of them will be there at the same time. She did tell you that. The guard also said that, maybe I didn't make it clear enough, that Rhisla was there first. So they found Rhisla. They started attacking Rhisla, and then that's when Xanrike came over to
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and
Alright.
the Warforged McGee.
Mikey and me. All right. Cool. Sorry.
You're
That
okay.
was probably more just Jonathan connecting dots. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah.
For the lore.
All right. What are y'all gonna do?
I think those are constellations.
Did
That's what Asleep's been doing the entire time.
Mhm.
Like,
I
wait a
guess-
minute.
go ahead.
I mean, we got a door to go through.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just make sure, Juniper, you have a safe place for that journal. That will be of great interest to those who come after us.
All 15 of them.
Yeah, I got quite a stack. Can we put them in a
Thing? The bag of holding. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Do we the constellations above? Are they? I mean, she's a sailor. Looks at stars. Are these from this plane? Are they from a different plane?
They look
Just-
Osbergen.
Okay. And does it look like a certain? Would she know enough to know by the what's visible if it's?
So this
Like-
seems to be more of like all of the constellations together, right? So you have
Okay.
like where they're located in the sky and yeah.
Okay, all right. It wasn't a. It's moving slowly, so it tells us the
no.
time. And
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Anything out of the ordinary there? Any special colored star?
Nope. Just looks like
Okay.
just a mural.
Does it have a painter's signature on it? Does it say?
Sure, it has a painter's signature of SS.
Yes. Good.
Mhm.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't Kazeel, not Kazeel. A.
Right.
A. Yes.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, she's just now her arms feel all noodly because she's been carrying those journals around.
Mm-hmm.
So this door leads out of the office, not because the portal is that way, so we don't know. Are we?
Portal
Are you?
door.
Are we doing this? Do we?
We're
Are you
doing this.
sure there wasn't another office we could have been checking back there? Because I'm pretty sure we missed one. Okay. All right.
We have to continue on.
Do we believe we are currently in the library?
I mean, I felt that stomach achy thing, right?
Oh.
We went somewhere. It wasn't just a fourth floor.
Should we not have the necklace we just procured in hand?
I'm gonna
That
put
would
on
be a good
all
idea, just in case.
all
Yep.
of them. The anti-tracking like discs and library necklaces and my little bottle, and I got the rock from Zavar in one pocket and every good luck thing I can find.
Asleep tightens his rope belt.
Zavar puts that ring on.
You what?
Put that ring on.
Oh, okay.
If Tegan sees Savar do that, I understand the importance of it, but there is one person who has a keen lineage to this, and it might be better for them to wear it.
I misunderstood the lineage. Who is the ancestor of this? Maybe I misunderstood.
Renarius
Renarius is the direct descendant
of the Great One.
of the Great One.
Wait. I didn't remember that. You said that the ring said that it had
Protects you
information
from
about-
possession. You're
Yeah.
talking about the anti-possession ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna want to put that on Renarius.
Yeah, it's just because I think that was one of the fast ways for the Great One to get resurrected was just to go through Renarius. So
I bet I
Okay.
have
I think
something
that's
else
what
you can
we're-
wear.
That's what we're
apparently
getting at.
Zavar's been drinking.
Yeah.
Didn't put that together.
No, no,
I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
just
no, I'm
yeah.
like,
That
it's
it
a
checks
ring.
out.
Like, yeah, I won't get possessed. I can touch someone and they won't get possessed. It's easy. I'll just wear it.
It's okay.
So
you still have.
I'm like about to hear, and you're like, and he's like, Zavar,
Yes.
may I help you?
Not
Do you have
Bind
an
on
objection?
pickup.
Here you go.
That's okay. You still have my ring of friendship.
Right?
This is true.
Aw.
I am always wearing a ring of protective friendship.
I want a little
I-
heart necklace to share.
Well, I won't activate it now because it only lasts an hour. So
God,
let's
that's where we're
wait
gonna
until
end
the
up.
Yeah, it's not
yeah,
shining right now.
see where we go.
No blinking.
It's gonna break my foldable boat in half.
Aw.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
Wait,
It's cool. Keep that.
asleep will like pull out a gasket and give another ring to Judy.
Aww.
All
Very
right.
cool.
Hmm.
Now we are all connected by rings, except for Tegan.
Well,
Tegan's got rings. Tegan got a cool ring.
pull out another.
oh yeah, what is Tegan's
Yeah.
cool ring?
Actually,
Yeah.
that's probably a good kind of loophole. Even though I can only have one active, because it's
Weird.
concentration. But it might be good that all of you have that connection, so that at any moment I could theoretically cast Warding Bond on one of you instead of just of our
Well, that would be nice.
DM allowing, anyways.
Do you have rings?
Well, no, I mean the whole like joke with Zavar was that like Asleep was like taking like gaskets off his like body.
Oh, okay. I
Like
mean,
ring-like objects from his body, which it's kind of a loophole.
Is
You
that
know-
what I'm wearing? Is one of your gaskets your O-rings?
Oh yeah, like well,
you know what? If that's the
I don't know.
case, sure,
like,
sure, yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of cheating because the material component is technically a 50 gold platinum ring, but
You know what? I'll
We got
allow
the
it.
money.
I'll allow it.
all right.
So we all have matching gasket rings.
Yeah.
From his
Yeah.
own fingers, like he's like,
Aw.
Mhm.
don't, they,
One in
he's
my
a magical
inventory.
robot boy.
No.
He is.
All
Thank
right.
you,
So
DM.
y'all
Favorite
going
magical
y'all going through
robot
this
boy.
door?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go through
Yep.
the door.
All right.
I mean, carefully open it.
Okay.
Peek.
You open it, and it leads out into yet another foyer. Looks about to be about a 30 by 30 room with a large decorated rug and a table and a staircase.
Anything on the walls?
No, just this beautiful kind of bluish purple paint.
What's on the table?
And, well, the bluish purple paint goes up for about 10 feet, and then it turns into bookshelves. All just everywhere. Kind of a roundish room than a squarish room.
That'll take a long time for Zavar to rustle through.
Yeah.
Are they floating bookshelves?
So you walk into the room. You'll notice on the rug that it seems like there is an illustration of some sort of a people, some sort of skirmish. And heavy table sits on the rug. As you look up, the staircase that kind of winds around the edge of the room, by the wall, it seems to go up into nothing. Almost just disappears into darkness. Books going all the way up.
I'll turn to Asleep and say, I think it's time we use that necklace from Rhisla's body.
Wait,
The one that finds its... The one... Now, Agnes or Zatara gave us one that didn't have... any-
Satara didn't give you a necklace.
Who gave us? Agnes gave us the necklace.
No one gave us a necklace. That's why we had to go
Zatara
find one.
told you about the necklace. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Zatara,
okay.
I might have said
And-
Zatara might have given it to you, but hers doesn't work because she's
Okay.
unattuned. They would have unattuned her as soon as that she
Okay.
was left the library.
It's like the access card, so as soon as she left, like they
They-
shut off
yeah,
her access.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And the necklace we need is the one we found in Risa's like box.
Yes. Yeah.
With the sand and crystals. And
The sand, the crystal, and the gold circle around it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Okay.
so
Got
that's
that
the
one now.
one. Yep.
Okay, get it out.
Does it become tuned instantly, or do we have to take a nap first?
I mean, you take it out and you hold it, nothing happens. It is glowing slightly. You notice when you take it out of the bag, out of your, wherever you were keeping it.
We'll look at it and say, I guess, Renarius, you're the best one to try to figure this one out.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
That makes
Or-
4 of us.
I
Whoever is in
can
front.
try identify.
Yes, see what we can find out.
So he will cast Identify on it, and he'll kind of say to y'all without, going through the stutter, that it seems like it's already working. That maybe
Okay.
just having it on your possession, it's working. So, just to reiterate, nothing ever said that this would take you directly to Bethel. It said it would make traversing the library easier.
Okay,
So-
so if let's say Tegan holds up the necklace, if he turns around and does a 360, does it glow all the way around, or does it glow in a certain direction?
No, it's just glowing. It's like, just like, a light bulb, not as bright as a light bulb, but a general glow to the pendant.
Yeah, I think what it is like if you don't have it, the endless staircase will still just be an endless staircase, or it'll be an endless maze of bookshelves or something. But if you have the necklace, you're not an endless staircase. Like it will lead somewhere. I think that's what I imagined when Jonathan heard what this was supposed to do. So
Okay.
maybe we just walk with the necklace up the stairs.
Wait, everyone. Hold on. We kind of... I'm afraid that we may have stumbled into this a little bit prematurely. I mean...
The
are we
world is
in the
ending.
Library?
I mean,
Do we want to...
if the necklace is working.
There's no time, is there?
No.
Guess I'd hoped that we had more, some of our friends with us, but you're right. Perhaps this is, the best that we can do.
I'm afraid so.
I guess we trust our friends that are out doing what we've hoped that they were doing. I suppose they're trusting that we're doing what they hoped we were doing, so... Yeah, I apologize for my hesitation.
No.
I guess it's...
I too wish Magic Daddy was here.
We can do it with or without Magic Daddy. Okay? We made it this far.
We've got the magic uncle, Renarius.
Magic Uncle. No way to go but up.
All right. Let's try it out.
I'm gonna find my steering wheel.
Put your game face on.
Who?
Oh wait, I can literally do that. Hold on a minute.
So who is? Who's the first person to lead the pack here?
Wait,
I
no.
mean-
I literally changed my face to look like Gaziel.
Okay. Great.
Wow.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Awkward.
Tegan
Yes,
was. You've
Tegan
been here
will-
since the beginning. I can't step in front of you. So.
Okay.
If you'd rather, I could also. I am very dense. Clink, clink. If you would like me to be in front in case something hits the person in front.
I started at
Very
the point.
generous.
I'll end this at the point.
Yeah. It's very
And I will
fitting.
slowly and semi-stealthily just start going up the staircase.
Okay.
And
Tegan.
As you semi-stealthily.
Tegan, as you take that first step onto the staircase and put your weight on it, a very soft, everyone hears this, ticking can be heard, almost like a
Great.
clock. You look behind you and the door has disappeared that you came through. And you feel the floor below you rumbling. And that's where we end tonight's session. All right. Great.
Hell.
Friends.
I feel the earth move
Move.
under my feet.
The sky is
It's
tumbling.
tumbling down. A tumbling down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trolled, you are correct.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for the raid, the Vector. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. For viewers, thank you players for being here. As I said, hopefully we'll have our wizard back next week, Renerius.
Magic Uncle.
Yes, correct.
Magic Uncle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've been watching The Forsaken, which is every Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we're in our final stretch of episodes. Yeah, maybe like another month and a half, probably. Yeah.
End game. End times.
Yeah. All right. So we have a lot of cool content here on Mapbird Streams. If you're unaware, first off, if you haven't joined our Discord, please do so. We have a great community. We're trying to expand that, doing a lot of in-community things. We also have a lot, some gaming throughout the week. Our next campaign is tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Sundered Fate, which is our newest campaign at 9. Yeah, as I said, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday we have Paint by Minis that where I, Steph, paint some minis on streaming that at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Saturdays we have In Extremis at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, we have one campaign that you see here on Sunday that's on hiatus for right now. So we'll have more of that later, hopefully. All right. Let me just I know we haven't raided over in a while. So let me just see if we got anyone live here.
Also, we have a Patreon.
And we have a Patreon. Yes, please feel free to join. We have a lot of cool stuff there.
Also, go subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can watch all the
VODs. Exactly. Yes.
As long as your resident Warforged remembers to upload them.
Yeah, let's go over to Behold Roleplay. Looks like that they're streaming right now. Let me just go over to them. I haven't done a raid in quite some time, so there we go. Yes, I did it. All right. Well, again, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you next time for episode 130. Yeah. 130.
Oof.
Too bad we can't squeeze it out to a few more episodes to 150. but that's impossible. And no.
Hmm.
I mean, we can
All
drag
right.
this as long as
Okay,
it wants.
let's raid over. We'll see you later, and
All right.
bye.
Bye.
You're
Thank
fine.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
You can always find more journals.